Hello friends. This is Fact. In this video, I will explain one content of the Great Awakening map. And I hope you will accompany me to the end of this video. Please don't forget to subscribe. And please share my content with your friends. Magic mushroom and DMT. Not all psychedelics are the same. That's why we take a look at how DMT and magic mushrooms are the same but different. To accurately discern how these psychedelics interact, we need a thorough understanding of the unique properties of each substance. Magic mushroom. The magic mushroom, officially known as the psilocybin mushroom, is found in more than 200 species worldwide, which are used in religious and spiritual ceremonies. The magic mushroom contains the psychoactive substance, which is broken down in the human body to produce psilocin. Mushroom consumption is often reported as a spiritual experience by many users. An average dose of psilocybin is considered to be approximately 10 to 40 mg, a heavy dose above 50 mg can be taken directly or brewed in tea. DMT. Dimethyltryptamine or DMT is a mythical substance used in spiritual ceremonies. DMT can also be smoked alone, a substance known as the soul molecule, because of its intense and transcendent effects that last between 5 to 10 minutes. DMT is illegal, but it has impressed scientists and consumers with its unique effects. In fact, it has grown in popularity at a faster rate than other psychotropic drugs. For both substances, there is no evidence that DMT or magical fungi are addictive. However, there is evidence of continued use by some people that proves to be psychologically harmful over time. In addition, despite the severe psychological and physical effects of both, none of these substances are lethal. Users say that the magic mushroom is used to touch and feel connected to the earth and nature, but DMT is more cosmic and is used for transcendental themes and the nature of life and death. Fungi usually cause emotional reactions in some people and cause them to recall past memories. Fungi are poisonous and, although not deadly, may cause nausea and, in some cases, vomiting. Although psychiatry did not reach the mainstream until the 1960s, but DMT played a role in religious and sectarian rituals. Magical mushrooms are more than 6,000 years old and are used in spiritual fields and traditional medicine. It is used as a traditional medicine in the indigenous cultures of the Amazon basin. Indigenous peoples and cultures of Central America used mushrooms for religious purposes, creating sculptures and symbols that displayed their supernatural features and spiritual potential. Although DMT and magic mushrooms have structural similarities, the two substances can cause very different symptoms when consumed. Some DMT users have interacted with strange creatures, dead relatives, and during their travels. Machine elves is a term coined by author and philosopher Terence McKenna to describe creatures often reported by people using DMT-based psychedelics. References to such encounters can be found in many cultures, from the natives of Central America to the indigenous tribes of Australia and the African tribes, as well as among Western consumers of these substances. According to McKenna, about a minute or two after consuming and starting the journey with DMT, a person may pass through a corridor or tunnel like a chrysanthemum and see a group of creatures on the opposite side. They are waiting for him. The journey ends on its own after a minute or so. The best example of this is the very common feeling of having a life present during sleep. However, Terence McKenna and Dr. Rick Strassman have argued that the sense of reality of this experience is different from ordinary hallucinatory experiences, because users have the same experiences and see all of these creatures. Even the most ordinary people know that Adam and Eve were expelled from the Garden of Eden because they ate the forbidden fruit. Have you ever wondered what kind of fruit has brought such unfortunate consequences for them and all their children? As it turns out, a lot of people have different answers. After the creation of man, God placed man in the Garden of Eden to work and take care of that. And God commanded them that you should eat of every tree in the garden. But you should not eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, for when you eat from it, you will surely die. It is said that a serpent tempted Eve to eat the fruit. And when Eve saw that the fruit of the tree was delicious and fragrant, and that it was good for wisdom, she took some of it and ate it. She gave some to Adam and Adam ate from it. But which fruit was that forbidden fruit? Apple. For many people, there is a general definition that our first father and mother were expelled from Eden for eating apple. Grapes. According to some Jewish traditions, the forbidden fruit is the grape, and it has a tenderness that Adam and Eve were happy to find. Fig. According to some narrations, immediately after eating the forbidden fruit, Adam and Eve realized that they were naked and covered themselves with fig leaves. Accordingly, some refer to the fig tree as the fruit that exiled Adam and Eve. The most famous image of a fig as a forbidden fruit is painted by Michelangelo in his masterpiece painting on the roof of the Sistine Chapel. Pomegranate. According to this theory, the Garden of Eden was located in the Middle East, and some researchers say that the forbidden fruit was pomegranate, which is a native fruit of the region. Theorists refer to the myth of Persephone in ancient Greece as the connection between pomegranate and consciousness, which connects it with the knowledge of the other world. Mushroom. When sin entered the world, it spread like wildfire. So it should come as no surprise that some people consider mushrooms to be the forbidden fruit. A mural in the 13th century Plaincourt church in France depicts Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, depicting a tree of knowledge that looks like a giant amanita mushroom, a psychedelic mushroom. Terence McKenna states that the forbidden fruit is the same psychedelic plants and fungi, especially the fungi psilocybin, which he theorized and played a key role in the evolution of the human brain. John Marco Allegro in the book Sacred Mushroom and the Cross says that primitive religions were based on fertility rituals. Fertility rituals are rituals that symbolically recreate the process of reproduction of nature or through sexual intercourse. Allegro believed that these sects used hallucinogenic mushrooms. He also said that these mushrooms are the roots of many religions, including early Christianity. This is the main source of New Testament stories, he said. They were a means of performing worship rites. Allegro draws interesting evidence to prove his hypothesis. He argues that the mural in the Church of Plaincourt in France clearly shows Adam and Eve next to a tree made of large amanita mushrooms. Snakes can be seen around the tree. In The Sacred Mushroom, Irwin published the evidence of the mushroom in Judaism and Christianity, the first book to offer texts that supported Allegro's theory. The cover of Irwin's book is a picture of an amanita mushroom in a church. Allegro claims that it is not a controversial idea to consider religions based in the use of psychedelic plants. It is said that other ancient cultures may have used psychedelic plants in their religious rites. In Rig Veda, one of the classic Hindu texts, compressed water, called soma, is something that the priests intoxicate. Some say that soma could be a psychedelic mushroom and maybe amanita. Other researchers claim that soma was cannabis. In addition, the lotus flower was worshipped by the ancient Egyptians. And now it has been found to have some psychoactive properties. Mushroom-shaped sculptures in Central America indicate the existence of sects in ancient Mesoamerica. There is also a characteristic of the sacred mushroom in Aztec texts. The Aztecs called these mushrooms Tiananacatl, which means meat of the gods. Allegro believes that Christianity is just another example of a religion whose core is the use of psychedelic plants as a way to reach God. Please watch my other videos on my YouTube channel. Please don't forget to subscribe and share my content with your friends. Thank you for your support.